Has anyone made a first-person gardening game? Slay the weeds, prune the roses. That sounds sort of like fun for a limited period of time. Anyway, it's 4 p.m. We are down the allotment, obviously. We didn't start till about just past 3, gathering stuff, getting into the car, moving it down here. I've just done a second trip and brought down a load of cardboard from our IKEA furniture. We've just got some new IKEA stuff in because we were lacking storage space. And it was quite funny because one of these things was called Bester, so I spent the whole time building it thinking about Babylon 5, as you do. Over here, we've brought all the chilies down here, and a few other bits and pieces that have been in these little pots far too long, really. These are okras here. These are edible lupins, and I'm wondering if maybe I should snip them off at the tops and let them branch out and get rid of this current flowering to let them grow a bit bigger. I'm not sure. We've got all kinds of interesting chilies here, obviously. Really liking the dark foliage on this one. I have to look up to find out what they are. I don't know off the top of my head. That's a Y5. I kind of just put codes on my chilies. I don't actually put name labels on to save time. This variegated one's pretty awesome. I think that's a seed from chili chump, but again I can't remember exactly what it is. But that's going to look pretty good as a larger plant. But yeah, so we've just dumped all the stuff down here. Kat has been weeding the greenhouse space, and we're going to lay out the chilies in there and decide how they're going to get planted. And for now we're probably just going to plant them straight into this dirt and put some cardboard around them, and when we get something to mulch over the top of that, we'll just mulch over them up to their stems, because the chilies won't mind that. A few scraps of leftover cardboard from that IKEA kit, and our grounds manager's grass. I do need to get her to put it into something other than these plastic waste sacks, because that just feels like such a stupid waste of plastic, really. There must be some better way of dealing with it than that. But that's what we've got. It's just otherwise she was just going to put in them anyway and throw it down the dump. So we make use of it with the compost. That's the manager for our site that we rent on, the shared grounds. So yeah, lots of IKEA cardboard. So we're going to have an IKEA greenhouse in a funny sort of way. And the shed is filling up with cardboard too. We've gone from a cardboard drought to having plenty of it. One thing I'm going to do as well is in the supposed Three Sisters bed, here in front of me near the edge, I'm going to stick some padrons, maybe 3 or 4, and I'm going to put those lupins down at the far edge there. So we've got plenty going on. And we're thinking we're going to get some new seeds in for this sweet corn, which is it's not really liking having gone out into this wind. So we're going to do 5 more multi-sows and put them sort of as a zigzag in here. That's our current kind of planning. But as I said, it's 4:30 on Sunday, and we are not really doing that well for time. It's life sometimes, or most of the time, to be honest. So down here, everything is outgrowing its netting. I think that net probably just needs to come off to let those beetroots do their thing. The beetroots don't really tend to suffer badly from the pigeons like most other things do. The asparagus we've pretty much given up on for this season, so I'm just going to let it grow and hope that it re-establishes and does better next year, I guess. It's nice to see the ground so damp. The rains recently have really done a good job with getting everything nicely watered. Here's those celeriacs I put in last trip to replace the cabbages I weeded out. At least one of these cabbages actually seems to be hearting up, so that's nice. And these lettuces are going gangbusters as well. Loads of growth on the chard down there. So things are doing pretty well out of what we've done. We have harvested a couple of the kohlrabi out of this cage, which opens up some light to those peas in the middle. And at some point soon, all of those lettuces are going to have to come out here, because we need to get our next successions of carrots going in, really. And as it always does, the coriander between those carrots has already started to bolt. Can't win with coriander. It's always going to bolt on us. So yeah, I better crack on. So as I said, big jobs today include laying out the chilies into this space here, and also getting some more work done to make this glass rather than a space I can put my hand through. It's like more of that first person gardening game, right? Anyway, let's crack on with things. Kat has completed the cardboard flooring in the greenhouse, and I've cut some little bits of this plastic thing that was the nettle tea tub that came with this plot. It had a little nettle tea label on it, but it was well and truly cracking and split, so I'm using that to make some slightly raised containment areas where we'll put the grape in that corner. I think that's the Cabernet Sauvignon. Little fig down there, and in this corner I think it was I can't remember, Boss Coupe Glory or something. But yeah, so now we're going to basically work out how we're going to make this into bed spaces. We might have a sort of a keyhole arrangement along this side, path up the middle, and we're putting a big stainless steel bench on the right hand side. Going to try and maximize the planting space in here, of course. Okay, time to move that bench. And there we have it, some greenhouse progress. Kat's got it all cardboarded as per we just saw. Some wood chip down, some brick edging, and we will eventually get some sort of compost, or we know some farmers with some well rotted horse manure, so that's probably what will end up going into these beds that we've got. So there's a little one on my right here with a grape in the corner with that little retaining structure I made. A couple of chilies there. Spare chilies up on the bench here. They're not all spare, as in they do have eventual homes, most of them, I think. It's a bit hard, we're running out of space, though some of them are actually destined for pots, like these little pequinos. Look at that, there's a little pequino chili there. And another little bed down here, a couple of chilies. I'm putting the pubescens chilies at the end here. They're ricotos. They have nice round apple kind of shaped fruit. Fig in a retaining structure there, and the other grape. And then all down here is just a sea of chilies. Every one of them is a different variety. So what is it? There's 12 varieties of chilies down there, out of our 18 or so. And interplanted with them I have put in some okra. So we'll see how that goes. If we wander out of here, we can see more of those raspberries ripening up over on the raspberry cage. Or raspberry tunnel, I should say. Tunnel full of plastic water containers at the moment, which is hopefully we'll get them properly distributed around the place. There's going to be one of them at each end of the greenhouse to capture the water off the gutters on the greenhouse, and probably some elsewhere as well. So I've been experimenting with this as the last thing I did today. As you can see there, I've got the just there I've got the perspex down there with the black plastic runner on top, so where that matches, if you look in the back there, you've got the fiberboard ones with the black plastic on top. Now I did this, and one of the issues we had with matching the exact size of the fiberboard is I don't like that we end up with a little gap up here. So I'm trying something different, and on the next one I've cut it slightly bigger one. So there, slightly bigger, and I've used these little metal clips instead, and that looks really good. So that's what we're going to do. So I have 6 of these, so this whole side will be done up like that. So that will be the next job on the greenhouse, and today's greenhouse job was doing this side here. So this is now fully glassed, well, polycarbonated. So that's all good, and these I've cut slightly bigger than the fibre, as you can see down the end, because that just made it easier. I could just cut these tops straight to size without having to worry about wedging them into shape, because the angles seem to be a bit different than they must have been originally. And over here, Kat has got these padrons in. There's 4 padrons right in front of us here, and there are 4 lupins, edible lupins, in over that side. So this bed's getting a little crowded, but that's okay. We'll see how it goes, and if it turns out to be a problem this year, we'll make it a little less crowded next year. And of course next year we'll definitely have that whole other bed the same size as this just there. It does look like I need to put something in the middle here, doesn't it? Looks a bit bare. But of course those are 4 pumpkins there, so they will cover this area pretty well, so maybe I should just leave that open there. But yeah, so that's us pretty much done for today. It's sort of 8:30 p.m. And I have to go home and cook up a little roast leg of lamb, so we better get that done. And obviously we haven't had any time to do any work on the front of this plot here, and that's something that we need to think about. That it would be good to have a proper front edge again. And I've been thinking about these gate situations, and I quite like my original pallet top gate I made. So what I might actually do is keep the pallet top gate, so it's not going to be quite central, but it'll be symmetrical shape, just with the bigger gate on one side and a smaller gate on the other side. So if we want to open up wide, we can open up the smaller gate. I think that's probably the best way to do things, just because I don't really see the point of throwing out that gate. But yeah, things are looking good. All things considered, I do wish we were able to put a bit more time in than we have been, but it's just been not worked out that way, has it? And our little damask rose here is flowering, and these smell amazing. Oh yeah, that's like this Turkish delight kind of rose going on there. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on in these beds, as I've mentioned, and yep, that's it for us today. Time to head home. Oh, another job that needs doing soon is getting this damn pear tree sort of somehow tied back, because I am sick of ducking pears. Boo!